Yes, students, let us recall what we discussed in the previous session. In the previous session, we discussed the GMOs, genetically modified plants and animals. The genetically modified plants like pest-resistant plants we discussed that are the insect-resistant and nematode-resistant. The insect-resistant plant, the BT crop. So the plants are BT cotton, BT soybean, the BT corn. How they are developed by introducing the gene encoding for BT toxin. The name of the protein is called cry protein and expressed by the gene called cry gene. It is a toxic insecticidal protein. Different type of cry proteins are present that affect the different group of insects depending upon the need of the type of the gene one can transfer from the bacterium. The bacterium is Bacillus thuringiensis, the gram-positive soil bacterium. In other hand, the pest-resistant, that means the nematode-resistant plants are developed by taking the gene from Meloidigyne incognita by the process of RNA interference process. There is a cellular defense mechanism found in eukaryotic cells where double-stranded RNAs are formed, which is capable to silence the mRNA from translation. Translation is prevented. So, the transgenic animals then we discuss. What are they? The transgenic mouse and the transgenic sheep. Transgenic mouse, super mouse, and the transgenic tracy. Transgenic sheep is tracy, and the cloned sheep is created. The dolly is created by Ian Wilmot. In this session, we are going to discuss some issues related to GMOs. The genetically modified organisms are developed by using the RDT, recombinant DNA technology. Many changes occur in the genetic component, chromosomal complement. So, in organism, when the genetic material is changed, the behavior, the process follows that the processes are carried out in that living organism all get changed. Even the interaction with the environment also definitely it changes. So, what would be the conditions can be provided to these diverse living organisms? Biosafety is the maintenance of safe condition in biological research to prevent the harm to research workers, non-laboratory organisms or the environment. Maintenance of safe condition, providing a safe condition in biological research to prevent harm to research workers. The organisms on which the research workers are working, they can be kept in the laboratory, and even the organisms, the research organisms can be found in the environment. So, non-laboratory organisms. Some organisms can be brought to the laboratory and some organisms they remain in the environment only, and the application, the biotechnology is applied on that environmental organism. So, non-laboratory organism or the environment. It is the preservation of biological integrity of an organism. That preserving the biological integrity of that organism. That organism integrates with the other organisms in the environment. So, preserving the biological integrity on organism of an organism or the biological process, integrity of an organism, biological process or the products from being lost. Whether the organism will not be lost, product, process they will not be lost, that care is taken. It protects the rights of inventors. The inventor's rights is protected because inventor put one's knowledge, the skill and the money for a successful execution of a process, biological process, or successful execution of a process. So, national and international conferences are organized by regulatory authorities for addressing these matters, addressing the biosafety issues and how to maintain, how to control these issues. So, the United Nations Convention on Biological Diversity, CBD, and the Cartagena Protocol on Biosafety issues we will discuss here. Here, the United Nations Convention on Biological Diversity. The CBD is dedicated on the promotion of sustained development. Sustained development, that is the conservation of biodiversity and sustainable development. Here we will say sustainable use. Sustainable use. First, conservation is required, conservation of biodiversity, then the sustainable use of this biodiversity. Here in this CBD, 150 government, we have to remember the name of this Convention on Biological Diversity. The regulatory authority, United Nations, has here regulated the convention and given the protocol, that is called Cartagena Protocol. So here 150 government leaders in 1992 they signed at Rio Earth Summit. You may be asked, the CBD is established at, then you have to answer Rio Earth Summit. For one mark question it is highly important. It raised a concern on the potential hazards of the various biotechnological process applied for the development of the transgenic plants and animals. As various technologies are required for the development of transgenic animals, plants and animals, and that potential hazard may occur is, you see, the herbicide resistant, the pest resistant, that means insect resistant, worm resistant, the plants are developing. They may do the cross pollination with the other organism, and the antibiotic resistant plants are produced, or antibiotic resistant that selective markers are used, and those products we are taking as our food. So that when we are receiving the antibiotic resistant products, Then think about when we are facing some means getting some disease and taking antibiotic, whether it will work or not, because it remains in our blood and body becomes resistant to antibiotics. So many issues are there, and like the superbug, we will discuss afterward. Superbug or the superweed, even the super mouse, when they are produced by changing, altering, by manipulating their gene, what is the effect on the environment? On this basis, thinking on this biosafety issues, a protocol is developed, that is Cartagena protocol on biosafety issues. Okay, write down the points. We will discuss Cartagena protocol. The Cartagena protocol on biosafety, it is an international agreement that by CBD, done by the CBD, Convention on Biodiversity, is a draft protocol in 1995 on biosafety. So it ensures the safe handling, transport and use of the living modified organisms, that means genetically modified organisms, you can say, LMOs or GMOs. What is the safe handling, transport and the use of the GMOs that developed using the techniques of modern biotechnology. Okay, the issues developed by using the techniques of modern biotechnology, safeguarding the biodiversity and allow us from the adverse effects of this process. This process, the biotechnology, RBTs, recombinant biotechnology process, genetic engineering. The International Binding Agreement was adopted in 2000. Measures taken to prevent the risk on plants, animals and microorganisms from the genetically modified organisms. Because it is the safety. What is the taking the measures to prevent the risk on the plants, animals and microorganisms from transgenic organisms, from the genetically modified organisms, is the biosafety. So genetically engineered microorganisms, genes, is when they are resistant organisms, microorganisms are developed, they may disturb the ecosystem. They may rapidly multiply and outcompete the native organisms. They may grow into such a, their growth may extend in such a manner, they may suppress the growth of the native organisms. They may transfer the virulence or the pathogenesis into bacterial population, increasing the virulence. They may transfer the microorganisms, like the transgenic bacteria may transfer their virulent gene to the native bacteria population. Thus, the increasing the virulence. Genetically modified plants could develop biological or ecological risk. They may do the cross pollination. So the GMO can increase the risk factor in the biologically as well as ecological risk. Biological risk by disturbing by transferring the modified characteristics to other organism. If GMOs do GM plants do the cross pollination, then they transfer the genes. Or ecological risk, if suppose the with super weeds are developing. Then they destroy the ecological system. They may suppress the growth of other plants, as we know. So there are the GM plants and animals which may destroy the ecological balance, the ecological niche. So what are the actually why this treaty is drawn? Why this agreement? Just to prevent the issues mainly alive that affects the biodiversity, socio-economic issues, gene transfer as we discussed, environmental concerns that may create the virulent population. Antibiotic, when the antibiotic resistant genes are present in these organisms, and when they transfer the gene to other plants or the microbes, the human population also may get disturbed. So labeling of the genetically modified and non-modified GM and non-GM products should be done. This is also an issue. If they are not labeled, which are the GM product, which are the non-GM product, that should be labeled. Otherwise, it creates a problem. So this is how the regulation, the agreement is drawn to prevent and control the issues developed by genetically modified organisms.